promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Yo, listen close, it's about to get real, you know how we roll. Came through the door, time to expose what's untold.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Cease and desist, yeah, they coming for the crown. Pwn against it, high feeling like they running this town. Braga with a briefcase, lawyer up, the stakes rise high. Only the guilty sweat and tell me who's paying the way. Why? Can we keep it real? Podcast got them in the sights. Expose the truth, man, we shining through the night. Barely don't you have some makeup to slap on? And Anna Maria in the boy shower, girl, what's going on? It's a circus act. It's a shame to see the role models fade. Sleep around campus, but who's really getting played? What type of example you setting? Who you trying to teach? Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach. Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach. Teachers doing wrong, your beetle making you do it again. Predatory skills, just like a game of chess, man. It takes a special dude with a year of restraining orders in sight against his own daughter. Tell me, is that even right? Another low drop, child support. How low will you go? Now you suing the blogger, exposing all that you know over public records. Don't take it personal, this just entertainment, huh? Yeah, right, tell that to the chaos that you've been creating, son. It's a circus act. It's a shame to see the role models fade. Sleep around campus, but who's really getting played? What type of example you setting? Who you trying to teach? Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach. But the truth gon' remain. On again, say hi, your rep is now in the lane of pain. We call out the folks, stand up for what's right. Through the shadows of the night, we gon' seize our spotlight.
Yo, listen close. It's about to get real, you know how we roll. Came through the door, time to expose what's untold. Yeah.
Cease and desist, yeah, they coming for the crown. Pwn against it, high feeling like they running this town. Braga with a briefcase, lawyer up, the stakes rise high. Only the guilty sweat and tell me who's paying the way. Why?
Can we keep it real? Podcast got them in its sights. Expose the truth, man, we shining through the night. Belly, don't you have some makeup to slap on? And Anna Maria in the boy shower, girl, what's going on? It's a circus act. It's a shame to see the role models fade. Sleeping around campus, but who's really getting played? What type of example you setting? Who you trying to teach? Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach.
Teachers doing wrong, your beetle making you do it again.
Predatory skills, just like a game of chess, man. It takes a special dude with a year of restraining orders in sight against his own daughter. Tell me.
Yo, we gotta talk about the drama. It's getting real. All these patterns in the game, we gotta reveal.
Check it, sabotaging allies. That's how it plays, dividing communities caught up in the maze. Manufacturing drama like it's a 9 to 5, exploiting victims, seeing who survive. Movements turning into personal stages. People forgetting that we're left with the cadence. Attacking anyone who sets boundaries tight, casting shadows on the truth, thinking that it's right. Melting down when the control slips away.
People keep asking how they come to this, trying to place blame on someone who's missed, but the truth lies clear in the actions he chose, not in where he came from. Get that through your prose. These are not family issues, it's accountability. Patterns feel like ink, can't escape the reality. When you see the signs, it's like a script on replay. You know it's in the choices, not just how they play. Why we bring up his mother.
Yo,
We gotta talk about the drama, it's getting real. All these patterns in the game, we gotta reveal.
Yeah, check it. Sabotaging their lives, that's how it plays. Dividing communities, caught up in the maze. Manufacturing drama like it's a 9 to 5. Exploding victims, seeing who'll survive. Movements turning into personal stages. People forget, and then we're left with the cages. Attacking anyone who sets boundaries tight. Casting shadows on the truth, thinking that it's right. Melting down when the control slips away. Claiming family issues, but that's just the way they sway. These are not family issues, it's accountability.
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Sorry about the delay. Shout out, everybody. I've been doing this shit for 8 years now, and sooner or later, I mean, you're gonna get sued for this shit, right? You're gonna get sued, and some people take it personal, some people don't, but recently there was an article written. I just want to touch base on that. Shout out to Jay Brill, man. Shout out to Jay Brill. I think he bounced back well from that situation. But NRI Now News, shout out to NRI Now. Let me get this out of here. How is everybody doing? Shout out to the mods. Appreciate y'all. Couldn't do it without you. But if you went to NRI News is, a Northern Rhode Island news outlet, but they actually wrote a story about Bailey Braga, who's a teacher at Pontiac High School. See, last October, I did an article about, let me see, Yoga Sound 10-4. I just want to make sure. I did an article about this dude Bailey, right? Well, it wasn't really about him, right? A lot of shit has been going down at Pontiac over the years. Whitewashing investigations, civil rights investigations, all facts. You know what I mean? Allegedly teachers, banging out other teachers, and I don't mean physically. You get it when I say banging out, and then last year, there was an investigation broken by NRI Now, I believe, of the gym teacher allegedly banging it out with some members of the football team, whatever they were doing, kissing, whatever. But the gym teacher got exposed now. A lot of media platforms, mine included, were talking about this. And one name that kept popping up was allegedly Bailey Braga. Bailey Braga is a teacher or some kind of instructor. Now, this is all allegedly, right, at Pontiac High School. I had information and I checked public records and seen that he had a restraining order taken out. There were several judges that thought that this man had a 1-year restraining order, allegedly, on his biological daughter. So I do a little bit investigation, find out a few things, and it's like, bang, all right, so I'm telling the people, what's going on. This guy, Bailey, he's a teacher there. Another situation where how does Pontiac, a public school, vet their people? There's been so many situations allegedly at Pontiac school. And then all of a sudden, these cease and desist are popping out from this particular law firm, LSG. We'll get to them a little bit after, right? LSG is a law firm that I believe is... What up, people? Shout out to Jay Brill. And I bring this up because a lot of us have kids in school, grandkids in school. You know what I mean? And how do we know who's in them buildings with these kids. So I find out that this teacher who's teaching in Rhode Island has an abusive restraining order on his own daughter. Now, several courts said, bro, we don't think you should be around your own daughter. So I just raised the question, well, hey, if courts don't think this guy shouldn't be around his own daughter, allegedly, right? Then why the hell should he be around other people's daughters or other people's kids? And how is he working in a school? So he didn't like that. So he reached out to me and if you don't take that shit down, I'm going to sue you. And that's just not going to work with me. So all of a sudden, bang, he sues me. And I noticed the law firm who was suing me, and I said, these suits it just makes me wonder who the hell is paying for that. Because I know it ain't him. I mean, this dude allegedly can't even pay his own child support. Can't respect anybody that can't pay your child support, bro. Like, come on. So this article basically states that Bailey Bragger, a teacher at Pontiac, has filed a defamation and slander lawsuit against me, the host of the podcast. Let's get into this. A teacher at Pontiac has filed a lawsuit against a local podcast saying discussion on a show last year amounted to defamation and slander, seeking punitive damages. Cranston resident Braga filed a complaint. Michael Rebello, host of the podcast Can We Keep It Real, through his attorneys, Jeffrey Sarro Braga, CTE facilitator and instructor for the school's business program, points to the statements made in October, where Rebello suggested was a predator and pedophile who should not be around children. I don't know if I went that deep, but maybe. But I mean, if a court says that you can't be around your own child for some crazy ass shit, I mean, like, you want to go this far, like, so it's going to open up the can of worms, like exactly why they have these restraining orders out on you, Beetle, or why allegedly they would have these restraining orders out. So then it says that I posted a photograph that shows this dude wearing makeup, right? That the plaintiff saying was AI generated, right? This is all facts. This is all in law right now. This is actually in a courtroom. I can't believe that a court is going to even hear this shit, right? So look, I'm going to show you these pictures, right? I'm going to show you. Oh, here it is. This picture, he's saying that I created this picture by AI. And I believe the background of this picture was actually in one of his houses that he lived in. I shouldn't still be muted. Exactly. I didn't create an AI. It was already out there and it was sent to me. Everything on here was sent. Stuff that I seen online. So you can actually go look up the paperwork on this case, but this is a teacher at Pontiac High School who's suing me. And there was an article written by NRI. Let me get his picture down. And I'll prove that that picture was something that he actually posted. So this dude has a law firm that's representing him, and they've been hitting me with so many motions left and right, but I'm responding, and I'm pro se. I'm representing myself. I got all these motions right here. All right, this shit's a book. This is shit that they have hit me with. And I'm over there, no problem. I'm returning motions myself. But usually cases of slander, and let me tell you, bloggers, everybody on here who does this, right? You all are protected just like any other news media. Stephen A. Smith, you got the same rights, freedom of the press. The court has said that we are all journalists. Go figure. So, to report, being a journalist ain't that fucking special, okay? Because we are all journalists, bro. So that's a fact. But I just thought that this was a good segue because we all have kids that are in schools. And yes, and this guy said that this was a targeted. We're gonna get into that. See, so they saying I posted a photograph that shows him wearing makeup that the plaintiff says was AI generated, allegedly, right? Said conduct by the defendant was extreme and outrageous, beyond all possible bounds of decency, and is utterly intolerable in a civilized community. I don't think they ever met Turtle Boy. If I'm uncivilized and my shit is utterly intolerable, have you guys met Aiden Connie? God, by God. So it says that, so if you want to dox me, I'm from Rhode Island, right now I live in Westerly, you already got my name, all that. It said that the Westerly resident submitted an answer in his own defense, saying that all statements at issue were in good faith, reliant on public records, judicial proceedings, and or constituted confidentiality, protected opinion, and commentary on matters of public opinion. And they were, because everything I got basically came from the Mass Department of right over here. Mass Trial Court. Right here, Mass Trial Court, where you can go on there and, look up cases. But this dude, man. So in response, right, I deny making any false statements and that any image or materials were fabricated, altered. So I spoke to NRI now, right? I said that the images in question was taken from that dude's own social media, and the metadata is going to show that they go all the way back to 2021. And my podcast, it said, was focused on Rhode Island sports, but expanded to include issues of accountability in schools. Braga responded to a request for a statement saying, I can't talk or provide comments while the litigation is pending. Litigation, bro. Litigation. Who's paying for all these big motions? The Can We Keep It Real episode at Focus of the Suit followed news in October of the resignation and state police investigation of Pontiac High School gym teacher Alicia Crins. Crins was indicted recently on sexual assault charges based on the allegations of a relationship with a former student. So he says in the lawsuit that I targeted the investigation on him, which his name just came up when I was talking about this lady banging out dudes on the football team. You know, and I might even have that up here on the what do you call it, on the big screen. Oh, well, maybe this isn't it. Let's see. Yeah, this might be it. Perfect part. So this dude wanted to keep going and going. You know, so I was getting all kinds of information. No, I thought this was his wife, but this ended up being somebody he was with while he was working at college, allegedly, at Anna Maria. It was all fair game. You know what I'm saying? He was working at Anna Maria, and I thought that was his wife, but it ends up turning out it's just some girl he was with. And then she plastered it all over social media. And while he was working at Anna Maria, he got exposed as a teacher. And then that just came up because, you know, we were looking into him as at a school where it was very common that crazy shit was going on with teachers over there. And he had a restraining order against his 6-year-old biological daughter, you know, for a 1-year restraining order. You know, so I just thought that was a little bit crazy.
Coming down like a fist. Teachers preaching right, but man, they don't get it. Keep it real on the podcast. We point the light. Show the world the truth. Ain't no hiding from sight. Yo, Billy, don't you have some makeup to put on? Head into the shower room, but where's the truth gone? Anna Maria, what a tell.
This is when I got served with the lawsuit. They were like, I never seen someone so happy to be sued. Because I know what I was doing was in the public's best interest. I always talked about Pontiac School back when they had a civil rights investigation a couple of years ago, got exposed for that. They were whitewashing. I mean, it's really one of them schools, you know? So they're always some crazy shit. And this dude's name just came up that he had a restraining order. And I look into it and I see several courts say that this guy has a restraining order against his biological kid, you know, not one court, not two courts, but several courts. God damn. Thank you. My bad. But that is good though. That is good. It gives me a chance to start this over right. But the article that we were talking about, we'll get back to that. So right here it says that the County Keep It Real episodes at the focus of the suit followed news in October of the resignation and state police investigation of the Pontigansett gym teacher Alicia Crins. She's been indicted on sexual assault charges based on allegations of a relationship with a student. My bad, I didn't even know that shit was muted. As the investigation spread over social media last fall, commentators had other issues with Pontigansett High School staff. Among them was one with knowledge of a restraining order. Filed against Bragger in mass by ex-wife prohibiting contact with the couple's daughter. NRI Now spoke to a member of the family back in November and learned that while the matter is ongoing, no charges against Bragger had been filed in the case. As of this week, Rebello content on the matter remains on his page in multiple posts from October that include copies of the restraining order and later extensions as well as photos of Bailey. Yes, I put the information as I was getting it. I mean, you see a restraining order that says a little girl's name, and then you start reading into shit, and you start reading stuff, and 1 and 1 don't equal 2. So if a court says that this man ain't safe around allegedly maybe his own job, I mean, how could he be safe around someone else's? That's all allegedly I was saying. And this shit's all character, right? Us as podcasters, we're in character. So at the time the suit says that he contacted me to clear up the matter, he did. But he basically said, take that shit down or I'm going to sue you. And I'm like, bro, that is not the way to go. He did contact me, but to threaten litigation, basically. So in the legal documents, he says that, I said that this shit is a First Amendment issue and noted that, I've been defending myself because I don't have no money for a damn lawyer. And this guy got a whole damn law firm. Who's paying for that? So I filed a motion to dismiss the suit in February, and I used the anti-SLAPP statute, and then his attorney responded with a request for discovery. So this week I have a motion that I got to put in for an objection, for the motion for to stop because what discovery? I just don't understand. I wasn't even talking about this stuff any longer, and here this guy goes, and challenge a lawsuit. I mean, he's represented by the law firm of LaPlante, Sauer, and Goldstein, and they are not cheap. Punitive damages, bro. I'm poor. What are they gonna get from me? Buy fresh fruit at Home Goods. There you go. But the whole point is a lot of these kids are in these schools and we don't even, especially when they get to the high school level, because realistically, there's not many laws that say that they can't do what they want and hook up with students, believe it or not. So, we'll see. There is a hearing for the 20th. I got some more legal notes, I filed a couple motions. We'll see what happens. I I mean, a lot of these public school employment, I mean, this guy is he's a private citizen and educator. I mean, I think I can talk about him. He's a school teacher. Are we gonna have educators now more suing people online? Yeah, so you can go over there and check that out. That's on NRI now. But what is going on, everybody? Let me get my shit back up here and get situated. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's what I would think. His lawyer is milking it. Well, you know why? Because I really believe I don't believe he's paying. I don't believe this dude's paying for his lawyer. I think that the school district is paying for him just to come at me. Because I asked the questions, who's teaching the kids up there at Pontiac? They have had allegedly, they have had all these situations up there. They have allegedly had the athletic director, having his way with other teachers, and now we got this lawsuit, suing me, and I believe I got the First Amendment to help me out. I don't think I defamed him. I think everything I said was public record. He said I damaged his reputation. That shit was already damaged, bro. And maybe eventually there'll be a lawyer that'll come out and say, hey, maybe I could help you. But for now, I'll file my own papers. I know how to do a motion. Absolutely. We file our own paperwork. Here's another motion that they hit me with. Oh, let's see. This is my motion. This is the motion to continue the hearing. And I'm basically going to ask the judge, by not continuing this, it's really being prejudiced against me as a pro se, because I'm going against a law firm here. I'm going against, several people that can investigate things and all this other stuff. I mean, all I did was say what's in this guy's own public records. Like, you all can go over to mass courts and look it up. My statements were all based on public records. It's all protected opinions. So now we have a teacher, right? A podcaster, a law firm. And I think this should be good for every podcaster, for JFK, for Turtle Boy. People are going to start turning around and start suing you. So I guess it's going to be good to know what other people go through while they are being sued. And one thing that I had, I was like, yo, what are you suing me for? You know what I mean? I got like a credit score of like minus 1,479. You know what I mean? Haven't had a car in my name in 25 years. I have a car. We just haven't had one in my name. Like, no bank account. I don't know what you're going to get from me. But that's why I know that no way, allegedly, the Bailey Braga guy, because I looked up, he barely makes $30,000 a year as like some type of teacher at Pontiac. So just trying to squeeze all this into the same bullshit narrative, like clowns in a damn circus. The other crazy thing is saying that the picture that I posted is AI generated, right? That picture when It basically is because they have a law firm, and look, these are their motions. These are their motions. This shit, like what the heck, like what? You know what I mean? I filed a couple other motions, but that was just basically general. But it's okay because no, they didn't give me a cease letter, but they were giving a lot of other people cease letters, and it was the same law firm because we were all talking about, the gym teacher, having away with students, and there was other stuff going on in the classrooms, all out of that school, Pontigansett. And this law firm, I believe, represents Pontigansett School District. So it just makes me think that they are fitting the bill for this. Because according to records, there's a guy that can't even pay his child support. That can't even pay to take care of his own daughter. Which and behind the scenes, I know that there's a lot of crazy shit written in a lot of these documents here. That's all public record. This is the same teacher that a school district said he's don't have a restraining order. No, well, he's in court a couple days later trying to get that same restraining order that he don't have dismissed. And this is what he's suing me for because I exposed this. He says, oh, she was a crazy baby mama. He had his people, crazy baby mama. Like, really? Like, is that your go-to line? Like, were they always a crazy baby mama? I mean, because that is the go-to line. Oh, she was just out of her mind. Like, wasn't always the case. I mean, you two had a kid together. Other people, it's just that is the go-to line. And it's like, stand on your own shit, you know what I mean? Like, there's assholes on both sides. So, and here's my motion, I believe, or is this one of theirs? They got so many of them. Nope, this is one of their motions. I don't think, yeah, this is one of their motions. But now we go to court on the 20th, they had like a damn book. But a big disclaimer that this podcast is a free thinking, entertainment driven, opinion based broadcast. I got to say it now, right? But I always said that we always had disclaimers, any hurt feelings. Anything you hear today hurt your feelings, consult a licensed professional, not us, because we are not responsible for any of that stuff, This show is expressed by opinion, not commentary, not, some assumptions. I mean, this is basically we in character, I am in character right now. But yeah, so we got to assume zero responsibility for your outrage, for your misinterpretations. And I guess we have to say that now, as content creators for all the crazy things we say. But for them saying that I don't fit in a civilized society with my podcast, I'm like, what? Have you met fucking Turtle Boy? Absolutely. But yeah, so I'll be in court on April 20th, and then, I got to download the information. I have a lot of it in my emails, and these files are just huge. I have to go figure a way to copy them. Yeah. No, I actually did ask Nan, and she did take a look at it. But honestly, I think Nan has a lot of things going on. She has a lot of people attacking her, and I just didn't want to, but Nan did take a look at it. We actually went to Staples and sent her to her, and she's been, yeah, 420, right, exactly. April 20th. But I have a lot more of what I got to do is I'm going to get it all downloaded inside the computer, and then maybe we'll go through it page by page. This is my answer to the original complaint that I denied all the allegations. That I admit that I am a resident. Yup, I didn't make any false statements. The plaintiff suffered. He didn't suffer any damages. That's what they're saying. Defendant states that all statements at issues were made in good faith, public record. I denied that any images or materials were fabricated, altered, or generated using AI. But the whole thing is like, what are you gonna get? That's what's crazy. You're suing somebody that between a rock and a hard place don't have. Like, I don't have anything. I work week to week. I mean, but all right, you want to waste your time? I'm gonna stand up and defend it just because it's a First Amendment issue, And I think sooner or later, maybe I'll reach out to the ACLU, or sooner or later, maybe a lawyer will say, you know what? Let me see what you have. Because it was a bigger issue. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you the I take this down. This is my response for the original lawsuit. I put the no, not that one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking for the original. Yeah, I gotta find it. I got the. Yeah, I just have to find the original shit, but anyway. Anyway, what's going on? Let's see what's happening over on Twitter. Yeah, you go or X, right? Is that what it's called now?
I think so.
Here it is. Let's see. What's Turtle saying? Oh, wow.
But I'm too scared to wanna live. I wish right now I could take everything back. 'Cause I can't go back. Sure 12 won't stop staring. Think he knows I recorded Karen and this one here in blue right in the front. Hasn't taken her eyes off me. I guess she looks so goddamn angry. Hope she can't read minds, 'cause I think she's a I can't go back, I won't survive, but I'm too scared to wanna live. I wish right now I could take everything back, 'cause I can't go back. I can't go back. I can't go back, I won't survive, but I'm too scared to wanna
Oh, take a
live.
piss,
I
take
wish
a
right
piss.
now I could take everything back.
Thought the dog was gonna take a piss.
God, I hate you, Muppet Man.
Oh, we gotta see that again, right? Throw that back. That was great. Shout out to SK.
12 of them looking over me, whispering, wonder what could it be? Did they see me or me?
Now you see that? You think someone on Turtle Boy's jury is gonna be that was affected by cancer, and it's gonna come out that he said Team Cancer? No one's gonna care. Oh, I said it to one particular person, or nobody's gonna care about that shit. He said F cancer. And I kind of like it, you know. Look, I didn't see this the first time around. You got JFK here, you got Boston Brandy, you know, you got people on. Look, you got Mike Crawford. So every person is basically represents someone. I mean, let's see if we could point out some of what SK27 is saying in this video. So that's what I see right away. You know, you see the Adidas, you know, you see the baseball cap, and then you see somebody who obviously has their head shaved. Is this a representation of the jury? Where is it? So I can press play. There it is.
Maybe they were told of the many I'd wished I'd in a hole. Or juror 3, did she lie on any answer?
Juror 3.
Thinking that son of a bitch is on Team Cancer.
Ah. Turtle Boy looks over at the juror and says, yo, Team F cancer, man. F cancer.
I can't go back, I won't survive, but I'm too scared to wanna live.
And he did not see anything like that. He didn't even make it out to the yard. If he did go to the yard, it was administrative segregation type yard where you're out there all by yourself. It's the size of a dog kennel. You know, administrative segregation, ain't nobody out there with you. You know, they bring you to this little ass tiny yacht and you're cut off from everybody. He never experienced this. He said it himself. He never seen more than one inmate.
I wish right now I could take everything back, 'cause I can't go back.
And we know what happened. And we know what happened the other day. We know that the situation with Jay Brill, his shell was cracked. His shell was cracked. It was splintered. He had no control of that. He dipped off. Brado calls him back. You know, like no control of that. He very said, "Don't bring this circus around here again."
Sure 12 won't stop staring. Think he knows I recorded Karen and this one here in blue right in the front. Hasn't taken her eyes off me. Again, she looks so goddamn angry. Hope she can't read minds, 'cause I think she's a I can't go back, I won't survive, but I'm too scared to wanna live. I wish right now I could take everything back, 'cause I can't go back. I can't go back.
I'll tell you what, Turtle Boy should rewatch himself arriving at court, shitting himself. Funny how that part, like I said, never makes the cut. He has members only show. Wicked Toad run. You know, but if he goes back and rewatches Jay Brill walking up to him, so Jay Brill is going to put his arm around his shoulder and spin him around the other way. Come on, let's take a walk. Let's take a walk away from the people. And Turtle Boy had, like, you know, when you got to go to the bathroom and you running, his cheeks was tight. He was trying to get to them people on the other side of that courtyard. Funny how that part never makes it, though.
I can't go back, I won't survive, but I'm too scared to wanna live. I wish right now I could take everything back, 'cause I can't go back.
God, I hate you, Muppet Man.
You know, so big shout out to SK27 Music, man. His videos are like, he has great videos. You know, the crazy thing, right? That this degenerate TB would somehow try to get Jay Brill in trouble. And he definitely tried, just like March 30th, how he's going to have, they're saying allegedly Meredith will be arraigned. He's trying to have her, you know, her prosecuted, you know, for wiretapping, you know, because he's, and that is like the lowest, the lowest of the low, especially when you've been in a relationship with somebody. And even down the line, the last place you want them to be is locked up or even have handcuffs put on them. You know, so that just shows how low that a toad in a trench, you know, and definitely about the part where Jay Brill didn't assault a 15-year-old. You know, the same one that's homeschooled, that just is learning about education in the courthouse across Massachusetts. Well, I mean, not the education you want. You know, like courthouses are like some of the sleaziest places to be at. Who wants to hang out in a damn courthouse? Ugh. I mean, courthouses just freeze you in time. You know, but after watching all of that, definitely proud of Jay Brill, you know, how he reacted. At first, didn't know what was going to go on. I really didn't, because you never know how people are going to react. He's a loudmouth rat fink goon. I stand with Jay Brilliant. See that? Even the next day, people are still standing with Jay Brill. See? He can have his pretend 5,000 viewers, because if you believe that, if you believe he's got 5,000 people watching, he knows how to buy the system. Just like the purple guy already in first had 1,500 subs. Like, no, you know how to buy this system. Even tepid demeanor changed when Jay Brill asked him about the court date. Oh, yeah, he had no idea. And that is kind of foul. That's foul in the worst way. You know, in the worst way, that's foul. How you wanna, you know, how you gonna prosecute people? Yeah, but who's gonna take care of that house? Who's gonna take care of that house for him? You know, and this guy has went low so many times. This is a good one. What's this one say? It says, every hole in this wall represents a chapter of my life. The spackle represents denial. I just want to give you this screenshot to save. Look like she's encouraging Aiden's fans to start calling your job with what they did to Meredith. I saved this text in case something big happens. What a shame if 21 Towing in Lowell knew what type of people they employ. That's dirty that you want to just call someone's job and mess up their livelihood like that. You know, that is crazy. Not knowing how some people are going to react.
Actually a fucking crash out. You know? And I don't screenshot her text and things like that. So I can't exactly what she said, but I'm paraphrasing. And she also told me to tell you that she thinks you're a fucking rat.
Would you believe that?
Would you believe it? Why don't you keep asking that? At Nikki Haircuts, JFK keeps saying Karen says I'm a rat. Why don't you keep saying that? Why don't you keep saying that? Because you know, go ahead. Because she told me that I could say that. But she said basically, I'm sick of people thinking that he's a hero when he's actually a fucking crash out.
Ooh.
You know? And I don't screenshot her text and things like that. So I can't tell you exactly what she said, but I'm paraphrasing. And she also told me to tell you that you're a fucking rat.
Would you believe that?
Would you believe it? Why don't you keep asking that? At Nikki Haircuts, JFK keeps saying Karen says I'm a rat. Why don't you keep saying
that? Got a sting a little bit.
At Nikki Haircuts, JFK keeps saying Karen says I'm a rat. Keep asking that. At Nikki Haircuts, JFK keeps saying Karen says I'm a rat. Why don't you keep saying that? He haircuts. JFK keeps saying Karen says I'm a rat. Why don't you keep saying that? Why don't you keep saying that? Because go ahead. Because she told me that I could say that.
And I bet it hurts. I bet it hurts Turtle Boy's soul that Karen talks to JFK. I bet it hurts his soul. Absolutely. 40% of Turtle Riders don't like him or pay him money. They just watch 60% pay and believe. A lot of people, it's kind of like watching their downfall. You know, not laughing with them, more laughing at them. But more people now are standing up to Turtle Dick, looking down on him. He always needs a camera in his face, you know. But the problem is, what happened over there? It fractured his turtle shell. His turtle shell got fractured. And he definitely buys his subs. Absolutely buys his subs. When you come from other communities and you see stuff going on like that, and you just see, how YouTube really, how it's a slow grind. YouTube, it's a slow grind working it up to that first 1,000, and then up to that 1,000, it's a little faster. But grind. It's a grind to get algorithm trained. You got to be consistent. Certain keywords. But he definitely shit his pants when he seen Jay Brill coming down the block. I thought Jay Brill was going to do one of them, like the Method Man's in one of the movies where he just wraps his arm around his shoulder and spins him around. Come talk to me. Let's take a walk. That would have been therapeutic about watching him spin around like that. Someone said the 27th. He goes back to Boston on the 27th. Let's see what else we got over here. This is to inform all people with conscience that I am reading Karen's 54 pages amended complaint against everybody with saved Christmas truffles and red wine floating in planet happiness. Learn from the Karen, read and fight. Who care about no matter? Where is that? This is it, guys. Karen reads 50 pages of mental point against everybody. See more in the section. This is a must be para by para. I wonder if it could. I'm sorry. And how about this? How about the document? I was trying to see if it would read the actual document. But there, for 3.5, let me a little bigger. Let's see. Oh man, no, get back over here. How's that? Can you see that? For 3.5 years, plaintiff Karen Reed, wrongly accused of homicide and subject to suspicion arrest, 2 prosecutions, and public condemnation, all resulting from the gross misconduct of the Massachusetts State Police and those working in tandem with the Mass State Police to shield from liability the party or parties responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe III. Now, after being acquitted of all charges relating to Mr. O'Keefe's death, Ms. Reed brings this action to recover for and address the actions of those actually involved in Mr. O'Keefe's death and the law enforcement officers who abjectly failed to ensure that justice was sought and served in the aftermath of January 29th, 2022. Karen Reed did not kill her then boyfriend, Mr. O'Keefe. Rather, in the early morning hours of January 29th, Mr. O'Keefe was killed in defendants Brian and Nicole Albert's home at 34 Fairview Road in Canton house in an altercation during a late night house party. Okay. Everybody can hear it. Is that cool? Everybody can hear it. Let me know. We'll finish page 2. With other defendants, collectively the House defendants. After a night of heavy drinking, the House defendants responsible for Mr. O'Keefe's death, some of whom had professional experience with police investigations, recorded a plan immediately after the altercation to avoid culpability and to frame Karen Reed. Rather than call first responders for help, among other actions, the House defendants conducted a Google search for information about how's long to die in the code, moved Mr. O'Keefe's body outside, and placed him on the Albert's front lawn near the road to make it look like Mr. O'Keefe was hit by a vehicle and that he died in the snow without ever coming into the house that night. Mr. O'Keefe's body remained on Albert's lawn until Karen Reed found him later in the morning. From the beginning, investigators from MSP allowed the House defendants to direct the investigation away from themselves and towards Miss Reed. The House defendants were a well-connected and close social group with strong ties to law enforcement. The Alberts, a prominent family in Canton, and the investigating police officers knew them well. The lead investigator from the MSP, Michael Proctor, grew up in Canton and resides there to this day. He remains close personal friends with the Albert family. House defendants Brian Albert was a longtime Boston Police Department officer, and House defendant Brian Higgins was an agent with the ATF and explosives. On hearing the unwritten rule of protecting their own, Proctor and his Mass State Police colleagues intentionally disregarded the obvious and compelling evidence tying the House defendants to Mr. O'Keefe's murder. Specifically, Mr. O'Keefe's injuries were consistent with a physical altercation. He had bruises and lacerations on his face and a deep gash to the back of the head, suggesting that he was punched and fell backwards, hitting his head on a rigid surface. He also had dog bite wounds with scratches on his right arm and forearm. Oh shit. See what else they have on here. It is evident Mr. O'Keefe did not have a single injury consistent with being struck by a vehicle. He did not have any broken bones or even a bruise on his legs, feet, arms, shoulders, torso, back, ribs, or anywhere below his neck that a medical examiner would otherwise expect to find on a person struck and killed by an impact than a 3-ton vehicle, and to erase any doubt that Commonwealth's own medical examiner, the pathologist who conducted the autopsy for the Commonwealth, concluded that Mr. O'Keefe's body showed no signs of a vehicle strike. No signs. People can't get by that part. Thank you. And people just can't get by that part that the medical examiner said there was no injuries. Shout out to everybody holding it down, keeping it real. Appreciate y'all, especially the real ones. Despite that, Proctor and others shielded the House defendants by intentionally sidestepping fundamental investigative procedures propelled by the House defendants' false statements, including that Mr. O'Keefe never went into the house. Proctor reported in text messages just hours into the investigation that the House defendants weren't going to get any shit for this because he's Brian Albert, a Boston cop, and that Proctor was determined to make the investigation cut and dry by bringing charges against the girl. But Proctor made his intentions clear in writing. Karen Reed had zero chance of skating. She's fucked. This pronouncement was a mere 16 hours after Mr. O'Keefe's body was discovered on the Albert's lawn. 16 hours isn't much. It's 2 little work shifts. Some people can work that in 1 shift. Proctor didn't even walk into the house, yet alone investigate inside the house. True to his promise, Proctor and his colleagues did not search the house for blood evidence resulting from the gash on the back of Mr. O'Keefe's head or for fingerprints for DNA evidence. Nah, Proctor did not search the house despite the fact that Mr. O'Keefe was discovered within a winter coat without the hat, and several witnesses said he had been wearing that night and without his left shoe. Not curious where the left shoe is? At Proctor's discretion, the house was never processed by a criminalist or even photographed. No member of the MSP, including Proctor, set foot inside Fairview for nearly 1 week. The police did not examine or take evidence from the Alberts. Is that normal police practice? Is that what they would normally do? God damn. Is that what they would normally do? My heart beating fast over here.
From Tennessee to Dallas, back here on the East Coast. A man whose name's upon the lips of its young man the most.
What a good Jay Brill putting his son on the bus. Absolutely, man. Good for you. Look at Jay Brill putting his son on the bus. How about that one? We got Kevin Kev on the drums.
Thank you, guys.
Jay Brill, Daddy of the Year. Oh, that is great. That is great. Daddy of the Year. TV, who's your daddy now? Oh my goodness, let's go. Who's your daddy now? You know what I mean? Kevin Kev over there on the drums. You know, shout out Kevin Kev 781, I believe it is. You know, you can tag him up in the comment section. You know, Jay Brill, man. Shout out to Jay Brill. Look at you, bro, being a good daddy to your little boy. Then he's gonna take him home and drop his trowel and whip that ass, so he don't turn out to be, you know. Shout out, man. Shout out.
You're welcome, buddy. Come on, let's go.
From Tennessee to Dallas, back here on the East Coast.
Oh my goodness, man. You know, put his boy on the bus. Jay Brill, they want to know if you can get him to stop making that stupid fist. Jay Brill, that's a really bad habit of his. You know, I know Jay Brill was in the chat earlier. Let's put the chat up on the screen. You know, put him on a short bus. Yeah, can we get TB on the short bus? But, you know, good for Jay Brill, man. Daddy of the year. You know, Turtle Boy should be proud. You know, he should be proud. Daddy of the year, absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's too much. Let's see what this one has to say.
That's my take.
Let's see.
Someone is going to end up in cuffs before. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I will not catch a case for anybody, for Aiden or for nobody. Absolutely not. No. Just so we're clear. This is just not ever going to happen. I think they're both going to get charged with things. And I think it's just going to get bad. That's my take.
Who's both? Who is it? I know Turtle Boy's one. Who's the other one? They're both gonna get charged. What, Karen? They're both gonna get charged.
Someone is going to end up in cuffs before. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I will not catch a case for anybody, for Aiden or for nobody. Absolutely not. No. Just so we're clear.
She will not catch a case for Aiden for anybody. Just so we clear. Absolutely. SK27 would be making some good videos. You know? You know, SK27 definitely be making some good. Yeah, that's Jess Machado saying she won't catch a case for anybody. Cash App over here and Venmo is at Can We Keep It Real? One word. You know, one word, can we keep it real? I mean, we're not monetized, but we're Cash App and Venmo. Can we keep it real? One word. Insane. back to it, man. This is crazy. Gotta love it, though.
Bash them and show their past histories, bring up things they did 10 years ago, does that make you feel like superior or better in some sort of way? Do you feel good about ruining people's lives or ruining their
Whose life did I ruin?
Does it make you feel good to hurt people?
I don't hurt people. What are you talking about? Who do I
You
hurt?
don't hurt people.
Who do I hurt?
Does it make you feel good to call people names and bash them and show their past histories, bring up things they did 10 years ago? Does that make you feel like superior or better in some sort of way? Do you feel good about ruining people's lives or ruining their
Whose life did I ruin?
Does it make you feel good to hurt people?
I don't hurt people. What are you talking about? Who do I
You
hurt?
don't hurt people.
Who do I
Does it
hurt?
make you feel good to call people names and bash them and show their past histories, bring up things they did 10 years ago? Does that make you feel like superior or better in some sort of way? Do you feel good about ruining people's lives or ruining their
Whose life did I ruin?
Does it make you feel good to hurt people?
I don't hurt people. What are you talking about? Who do I
You
hurt?
don't hurt people.
Who do I
Does it
hurt?
make you feel good to
He's a master at deflecting. He'll deflect off anything. Absolutely a master at deflecting. He's definitely a master at deflecting our shit. No, he did, man. I thought Jay Bro, I said, was gonna put the arm around him and spin him the other way. Let's take a walk, buddy. Let's take a walk. You know, that's what I thought Jay Bro was gonna do. But Jay Bro was cool. I mean, he handled that shit well. I mean, people are just, I always said, no matter what happens or what's said about JFK or something, or anything to do with JFK, they're gonna flip the script and they're gonna have a negative response, basically. That is what's gonna happen. But give me a minute, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey yo, it's time to get real. The streets are buzzing. Free Karen Reed, watch the fire, no bluffing. Critics out, yeah, they loud, but we ain't backing down. Let's shed light on those wearing the crown. Step into the scene, enter Aiden Kearney, aka Turtle Boy, thoughts kinda dirty. Rolling deep with misfits, you know, like Will the Glera. Claims he's tough, but that ain't a real play. Beating on this kid, man, that's a red alert. No cap, no lie, do you need to revert?
Let's talk about the truth. Let's keep it real. Clara's got a history that's hard to conceal. Turtle Boy trolls with that fake account vibe. This is a community we gotta unite. This is a community we gotta unite.
Then there's Jimmy, aka Aunt Deb on the scene, instigating trouble, thinking he's a mean machine, dividing us up. Man, it's never gonna win. Can't keep the peace when you're all about sin. Jessica Machado throwing threats like confetti, kicking folks out. Yo, you ain't ready.
Let's talk about the truth. Let's keep it real. Clara's got a history that's hard to conceal. Turtle Boy trolls with that fake account vibe. This is a community we gotta unite. This is a community we gotta unite.
Turtle Boy, tell me what's the deal? Slanging fake news like it's part of the meal. Mental, physical threats, that ain't no game. Abusing women, man, that's a real shame. Real shame, real shame, real shame. Watch as the drama unfolds. It's not just gossip, it's harmful behavior that you can't just toss it. Burner accounts, a coward with a keyboard, but the real talk, that's where you ignored. Stand up, man, quit acting like a child. Time to heal, not divide, make the difference worthwhile. Now let's get real, it's time to change the narrative. Stand together, bring the positive imperative. Let's be a voice that speaks for the weak. United we rise, broken cultures can't speak. Yeah.
Let's talk about the truth. Let's keep it real. Clara's got a history that's hard to conceal. Turtle Boy trolls with that fake account vibe. This is a community we gotta unite. This is a community we gotta unite.
Yo, it's time we rise and speak the truth, no more blind eye. We ain't shaming, we're claiming all the pain bottled inside.
Yeah. Are we shaming the man, not believing his cries? Telling stories so raw like darkness in disguise. Alex stands bold, he's worn the scars on his chest, but the world just keeps on spinning, forgetting the rest. Riding on fumes, the haters all caught in a lie. Silencing survivors, can't believe what you deny. Turtle Boy in the shadows, poking fun at the brave. Re-traumatizing souls like they're the ones ashamed.
Melanie Little, what's it gonna be? Bragging about your fortune made of misery. You supported Ray Wolf and low down clothes while survivors bleed out, saying nobody knows.
Stand up, stand united, rise against this fool. We won't bow down to the shame. No remorse, break the silence. Let's amplify the scream. Together we won't falter, united in this dream.
Yeah. Ray from Dallas, dressed like a sheep in the herd. You prayed on Alex, man, let's spread the word. Supported by the wicked, you hiding your lies, but your dirty actions, yo, we exposed to the skies. Will the glare of Uncle Debbie, you're sick in the mind. Keep spreading that hatred, but we're leaving you behind. Jessica Machado, professing her hate for those standing strong, girl, you just suffocate.
Time to dismantle the game, take back the power. These abuses won't hide in the dark hour. United we stand, to strengthen the crowd, calling out the predators, we're yelling it loud.
Stand up, stand united, rise against this force. We won't bow down to the shame. No remorse, break the silence, let's amplify the
You gotta wonder. All right, everybody, thank you, appreciate it. You know, we'll talk more tomorrow or later on. Have some more solid views. And until then, we out of here. Thank you for the watch hours, all that stuff. I gotta check the actual number out. You know, go check out the Young Jerks. Go check out JFD Show Off. A lot of great channels out there with some great content. A lot of great supporters out there, and people out there suing for some kind of frivolous things. You know, what are you gonna get? But it's all good. Appreciate y'all. You know, till next time.
Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
We don't do no talking, we know what they do for the views. If I took the loss, no, I got it all back.
love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
the boy gonna do you something nasty.
I hate to say it, more times than not, he get the results he wants.
Right, and to be honest with you, I honestly don't think it's over. Honestly, I think exactly what this state needs. We've always needed a platform where we can call out the nonsense,
the repercussions,
and give people the props that they deserve, and call out the people who are full of it. And honestly, I think that more and more people are starting to utilize Mike's platform for that. And honestly, I know a lot of folks. A lot of people talk to me, "Oh, Emerson, like you're on there and you talk this and you talk that," and I'm like, "Listen," I said. Name one thing that he's been wrong about. And then there's silence.
But boy.
Right.
Because they know. Because honestly, like that stuff that's being exposed, they're like, oh damn, how did he find out about it? And again, Mike has his sources and I never get into that, but at the end of the day, what he exposes is the truth. And people don't want to hear that. They want to hear the watered down version. They want to hear, oh, well, I don't know how he found that out, blah, blah, blah. But, they want to duck and dodge and this and that. And, there's no need for that. It's like, okay, we need to bring a level of respect back to, coaching and administration and stuff like that. And honestly, when people get called out like that, they call out the nonsense. And that's exactly what we need.
Y'all better stop playing with that boy.
Oh, the alignment's good for football on second thought. Dude, you crapped on it this whole video, man.
Sitting there like I have no clue what I'm doing. Like I was just keeping my hands out of it and people were just taking shots at her left and right. And it was, for me, it was.
We don't do no talking, we know what they do for the views. If I took a loss, no, I got